Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this is what I feel is quite an important video about the exceptional energies of March 2022. It's so important to understand that 5 quite exceptional pressure generators are at work now in terms of astrological energies, with the call therefore to heed and manifest the call of your soul. This is supremely the time to stop avoiding the call of our soul. 5 exceptional pressure generators are at work now on each of us. So this is the time, yes, to identify the pressures, but also to identify and embrace your life purpose at this time. March astrology is an exceptional, real pressure on each of us to do this. How exceptional is it that March starts with all 9 planets in 2 signs ruled by Saturn, Vedic Capricorn and Vedic Aquarius? Saturn rules. Only Uranus and the 2 nodes are not in the 2 signs controlled by Saturn. How rare. What's the message for you now? Do you now feed the fear that's in this astrological combination, the elements of blindfolding or imprisonment that are around each one of us? Do you feed those now, or do you feed your love and power and soul expression now? So it's so useful to understand what the 5 pressure generators are now, and to see and grab and embody the light that is also offered through that darkness now. So okay, what are the 5 pressure generators at work now? Pressure point 1, Saturn rules all planets except for Uranus and the nodes. Saturn is super strong at this time and getting stronger. Saturn is in an utterly rare situation where all the planets except for Uranus and the nodes join in 2 Saturn-ruled signs, Vedic Capricorn and Aquarius. In the blog that accompanies this video, I've put in the chart for the 27th of February where this phenomena all starts. Now this Saturn energy obviously affects all of us. This is because all the planets in Saturn's signs rule all the 12 signs in the chart for each of us. But perhaps most especially this phenomena affects Vedic Capricorn and Aquarius, Cancer and Leo. Although there's a sort of twist to the tale in that Saturn is good for Libra and Taurus as it's their Yogacarika planet. And the other twist to the tale is that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and this is so good in a way for Cancer and Leo. So the important point to realise is that this Capricorn Saturn dominance can bring success for some as well at the same time as all the other stuff, the 5 pressure generators. And the other thing important to realise about Saturn is that the Saturn tension can create fear in us. And fear can make us try but fail to understand the upcoming energies and what our possible choices actually are, such as where to live, how to be, all in the wrong scripted way because we're looking driven by fear. So what is the spiritual deep call of Saturn now in your life? Is it to stick to your conditioned scripts and habitual prison walls that all of us have? Or is it instead to change that, to use the Saturn energy instead to create a strategy, a path forward, a path that will actually lead you to the implementation of the hero you, the you of your best destiny in this lifetime, in this incarnation? And do you know what that is and how to do it at this time? So often we humans are brought up to be slaves to someone else's system and rules, whether it's a country, parents, or a religion. And yapping in social media may not sort all this out, may not heal the nation. And the twist to the tale is that we have to remember Uranus when we consider Saturn. Remember Uranus too affecting us. You see, Uranus is at 16 Aries, square Saturn and Capricorn. So at the same time as that Saturn's getting really tough and saying, I rule everything, Uranus is inciting us to embrace our needed revolution, to find our free hero expression, which is why we came into this life, by storming our Bastille, the time that Uranus was discovered. The Uranus-Saturn square has been causing such tension for such a long time, but its divine purpose is to make you and me start seeing the truth of our path forward that we're on, and seeing the nature of our true path forward and choosing that now. And remember also, Rahu, the North Node, has a hand in this. Remember that Rahu is transiting in the final degrees of Taurus now. And so at this time he's sending his 5th house aspect to these planets in Capricorn, exacerbating the Saturn energy, the Rahu-Saturn combination, and darkly amplifying Pluto where there's an exact square. Okay, let's go on to pressure point number 2. The nodes of the moon change signs now. The nodes are still giving us the preposterous and divisive ranting Kalsarpa Yoga energy. That is all the planets to one side of the nodal axis. Obviously the moon goes into the other half of each month, but that creates an unsupported moon. Doesn't make things any easier. And this lasts till the 25th of April, when Mercury enters Taurus and breaks the Kalsarpa Yoga. But also now at this time, not only is it Kalsarpa Yoga, which is certainly to be borne in mind, but the important thing is the nodes are about to change sign from the Taurus-Scorpio axis to the new Aries-Libra axis. And we're each of us feeling the demand of the build-up of the change of sign energy of the nodes now, especially, of course, if we have planets in the signs occupied or aspected by the nodes now. Remember, the nodes of the moon are our destiny path in this lifetime. They are the journey of your life this time. We all of us come in where Ketu, the south node, is in our birth chart, and we're thrown across the chart to where Rahu, the north node, is. And the key is to perceiving and understanding that destiny, fate and life script, but also to managing the potentially driven nature of the nodal axis with growing spiritual awareness about spiritual reality and our personal identity and life path. Just look at the chart for the 12th of April, the day the nodes actually change sign. So it's important for each of us to stop and consider, what are the call of the nodes now that they are entering Aries Libra? Is it to properly embrace the hero self-assertion of Rahu in Aries, and yet also fully embrace the hero lover in Libra? Okay, we'll go on to look at the detail of pressure point 3. Mars and Venus are at war. There is an exceptional and rare prolonged period of planetary war between Mars and Venus. This started around the 12th of February in Vedic Sagittarius, at 19 degrees Vedic Sagittarius. But it goes on a long time as the two planets fight it out in their exceptional pathway together through not only Sagittarius, but the following signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. Both planets carry their war into Capricorn on February the 27th, when they become conjunct with Pluto. Mars conjunct Pluto, Venus conjunct Pluto, Mars and Venus at war. Mars, of course, becomes very strong when he enters Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. But now, he's strong, but he's also exhausted and irate about what Saturn does to him. Mars and Saturn do not get on. There's such frustration and anger in their combination. It's exact on the 5th of April. And then Mars joins Venus in Aquarius on the 7th of April. Now, Western astrology can wrongly depict the Venus-Mars combination as sexual attraction. It is. But in fact, it's more fully and more usually, and also, irritation and arguing. Heat, conflict, aggression and frustration. So beware that in your relationship in February, March, April. Work together to spot the fighting energy when it rises in your relationship. Back off from it. Say, oh, we can manage better than that. There's a need to counteract it. In fact, Venus is flanked by Saturn and Mars at this time, and this is such an adverse energy to be aware of for matters of love and relationship. There's such a need to counteract that. And Venus is exactly conjunct Saturn at 27 Capricorn on the 28th of March. And this is such an adverse energy for the showing of love and for having the confidence and attention and focus to show the fullness of love. Okay, pressure point number 4 of 5. Mercury runs a gauntlet now. Mercury runs the gauntlet of Pluto exact on the 11th of February, and Mercury runs the gauntlet of Saturn exact on the 2nd of March. Mercury then enters Pisces on the 24th of March, where Pisces is the sign of Mercury's debilitation. Mercury doesn't leave Pisces until the 8th of April, via his crossing through the Gandanta zone at the end of Pisces. I've had so many negative, endless Mercury issues recently, like being in a Mercury retrograde period, but also several Mercury breakthroughs and wonderful infeasible synchronicities. So now we come to pressure point 5, the final on the list, which is Pluto. Now remember, with so many planets and houses being affected by Pluto, this is because planets are in Capricorn together with Pluto now, such an exceptional number. So it's, I feel, important to realise we might be called or even compelled to go into our darkness now, to go into our woundedness now so as to heal that, so as to heal our buried hurts, secrets and wounds, so as to contact our buried power now. That's the way to do it. It's a very good time to do a journey to the abyss now, and you can book one with me on my Star Wheel Astrology website. And as I said before, Rahu, who is at the end of his transit through Taurus, at the very beginning of Taurus now, about to cross into Aries, is sending a close 5th house aspect to Pluto at the beginning of Capricorn this time. Impulsion to explore our darkness and our unconscious material. The great gift of psychodynamic Western astrology is its facility to explore the fullness of ourself, not just the persona that other people see, but all the vastness of each of us that's behind the persona, the shadow, the inbuilt archetypes, all that sort of thing. Have a reading from me about this. We're here talking about Pluto matters and 12th house matters. And indeed, as I said, I offer an online journey to the abyss to understand Pluto in your chart and to find and heal your buried darkness and the buried power as well. And remember, of course, at this time that Pluto has a very significant importance for the USA. This is because of the Pluto return, which is still building to its first exact peak, and will reveal so much and call for so much healing to be done if the country can embrace the Pluto energy opportunity in that positive way. Okay, what is the call of these 5 pressure points? So these 5 energies combined mean that the pressure is being notched up and notched up and notched up. So the call now is to embrace your proper life path and identify the path of your soul now in this incarnation. Can you see what this is? Can you see what the detail is that you need to sort of bring into your life to set yourself on your proper power to express who you're meant to be? Can you see now who is the you that you're most ideally called to be in your walk forward now? Can you identify what exactly is the hero nature now? The hero nature that you specifically incarnated to grow into in this lifetime. Can you manifest that now? The myths of the ancient civilizations show us that there are very different sorts of hero archetypes. Which one is yours? Relevant to this, looking at your Vedic birth chart, what is your Atma Karika planet, your soul indicator planet? What is the destiny message to you of your nodal axis, the positions of Rahu and Ketu in your Vedic chart? How should you become more open to your actual life choices now? How should you stand now and walk forward now at this time? What sort of balance do you need to bring into your life at this time and going forward? We each of us need to be open to receive the Grail, to cite the Arthurian tradition of England. The Grail is always offered to us, but as the Arthurian myth shows, so often we can live in a prison or a wasteland or an endless search for the Grail. But now is the time to find it. And it's not just the 5 pressure points, there are also glimmerings and special intuition, inspirational openings being offered to each of us as well at this time. Jupiter combines with Neptune exact at 29 Aquarius on the 9th of April. Jupiter is debilitated now by its association with Saturn energy while Jupiter transits Aquarius. But Jupiter enters Pisces on the 13th of April, and Neptune joins Jupiter in Pisces on the 18th of April. The doors of our potential vision are opening. Be aware of that. Learn how to open them fully and what intuition pathways are available to you and right for you. Jupiter is debilitated now in Saturn's sign Aquarius, but Jupiter will strongly radiate his guru and enlargement and sense of purpose energy at last in Pisces from the 18th of April, one of the two signs Jupiter rules. Jupiter stays in Pisces until the 22nd of April next year, 2023, the sign he rules, with Neptune there too. And I sincerely know that this will be so very good for vision work, if you can embrace it, to understand yourself and your life path, and to heal yourself and your path. And there are other very individual and special shafts of illumination to work for, such as are described by the wonder and vastness of Vedic astrology. Have a reading from me about your chart and your year ahead. Go to my Star Wheel Astrology buy page to see what openings are there for you now, what life purpose now, how to find it. For example, Pluto, as I said, is in very early Capricorn, so he's square the very early degrees of Vedic Libra. So this means if you have like a planet, especially your sun, in the early degrees of Libra, you're receiving